Can I let people in, Karishma?
Okay, it's 3 p.m. Welcome, everybody. We'll just give it a couple of minutes till everyone filters in. We don't want them to lose out on important information. But you could do a check that you can hear me and you can see my slides. Maybe we could use the chat window to indicate that, that's working. Maybe a thumbs up in the chat window will tell us that it's working. All right, thank you. Thanks for the reactions. Thanks for the thumbs up. I can see that it's working for most of you. And we have more people filtering um, into the room, which is great. Hello, Shreya. We'll just give it a minute more and then get started. So welcome to all of you who have joined us. Great to see you here. Thank you for your interest in YIM 2025. As we get started, uh, just few housekeeping instructions. We have some slides to present to you, after which we will have a question and answer session. Feel free to share your questions, clarifications at that point, and also feel free to use the chat window throughout the session. You could take questions from there as well. In case we are short of time, that might be an easier way to quickly answer all your questions right in the chat window. And my colleagues from India Bioscience and the co-organizers of YIM 2025 are right here, and they will also be responding to your queries in the chat window. All right, so should we get going? What do you say, everyone? Are we ready to let this webinar roll? All right. Okay. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to the informational webinar on YIM 2025. We are having this sort of get to know more session about the 17th Young Investigators meeting, which is scheduled from 3rd to 7th March in Agra, Uttar Pradesh. And a warm welcome from the co-organizers of YIM 2025. I will introduce us all very shortly. All right. You've already seen the materials, the promotional materials that have been sent out through our social media and newsletter. This is the 17th meeting in the series of YIMS, and this is the website. Another handy tip, you might want to keep your smartphones handy because there are lots of QR codes that are going to be coming up throughout the slides. All right, so that's your like material to read after the webinar. So start with, here's the link to the YIM 2025 web page. And good afternoon to all of you who have just joined in. A warm welcome from Team India Bioscience. This is us, my colleagues Arushi, Ankita, myself, Manjula, and Shweta, and you'll find them all here in the meeting room. So maybe Team India Bioscience, what works for us? Maybe a thumbs up, maybe a thumbs up from everyone, a virtual thumbs up, real thumbs up. I see some reactions coming in. Okay, great. Thank you. That's us. And you, of course, I mean, I'm sure you already know us, but we are co-organizing YIM 2025 this year. India Bioscience is a science facilitation organization. We are a program supported by the Department of Biotechnology, and our board uh, comprises of 6 members with diverse academic affiliations who provide and oversight to the mandate and vision and the broader strategy of India Bioscience. This year, YIM 2025 is being organized with 3 dynamic early career investigators from across India. And I would request Anil, Karthik, and Rohini to please put their videos on if they are there. We are not going to let you get away with just a Zoom profile photo. So very nice to see you here. That's Anil Challa from Shiv Nadar Institution of Eminence. That's Karthik Balasubramanian from Agarkar Research Institute, Pune, and Rohini Garg also from Shiv Nadar Institution of Eminence. And this year, we are very grateful to say that Shiv Nadar Institution of Eminence co-supports YIM 2025. So what is a YIM, right? So now that the housekeeping is done, what is a YIM? And I just request the Team India Bioscience and co-organizers to please keep the chat window active if there are any questions that are coming in. So YIM is a meeting like no other, and I would go even to the extent of saying that it's probably a one-of-a-kind meeting in the whole world. And I wouldn't be exaggerating when I say that, even though we say it ourselves. It's a meeting focused on networking and mentorship in the life science community. And actually, an interesting fact is YIM predates India Bioscience. In 2009, the first YIM was held, making this the 17th YIM, and it was only subsequent to that that India Bioscience was formed as a program within NCBS. So, as I mentioned, it's a networking and mentorship meeting. It's about career development, professional opportunities, understanding challenges, navigating them as young investigators traverse the life science ecosystem, young investigators and aspiring young investigators, that is our postdoctoral fellows looking to transition into independent research positions. And again, I'd encourage you to please take that smartphone out and scan this QR code because it will take you to an interactive flip brochure, something that was put together by Manjula Harikrishna at India Bioscience, program manager, which will tell you all that you need to know about the flavor and the ethos and the vibe of a YIM. And I can absolutely tell you that you will be encouraged to apply for it well before the deadline. All right, so take your smartphones out, scan this, and get to understand what a YIM is. What this also tells you is that this is the first time we are taking a YIM to Uttar Pradesh, and Agra is the destination for the meeting. All right, so this is our meeting. It's supported by Department of Biotechnology, Government of India, which is the major primary supporter of India Bioscience, and we are co-supported by Shiv Nadar Institution of Eminence. And thank you to Sanjeev and the team from Shiv Nadar for being on board. So the 17th meeting will be held between 3rd to 7th March. This is our main poster. The application form is here through the web page, and we encourage you to take a look. We'll talk about more details shortly, but please start typing in your questions into the chat window as you come up with them. So, in addition to DBT and Shiv Nadar Institution of Eminence, there are several co-supporting organizations for YIM, and we try to make the meeting as diverse as possible to be truly reflective of the different flavors of doing life science research in India. This year, YIM will be held at Courtyard by Marriott, Agra. Um, all right, so that's more on the hotel there, its location, and how you can get to it. YIMs are typically held at such large residential hotels. And as you can see, Team India Bioscience has been hard at work much before the YIM 2025 webpage went live. We made our maiden visit to Agra. That's my colleague Shweta and myself at Courtyard by Marriott, making sure that it fits the requirements of the YIM, and that's going to be the location of the meeting. So a lot goes in even before the actual launch of the meeting. So what does the YIM bring forth? The structure of YIMs is quite standardized by now. We have 2 parts to the meeting. There is the young investigator meeting component, which will start on 3rd March afternoon. That features mentor talks, special talks, roundtable and networking sessions, poster sessions by young investigators and postdoctoral fellows, and special session on grant writing this year, as well as icebreakers and general breakout sessions. That's the young investigators meeting component. This runs from 3rd March afternoon to 5th March late evening. The mentors this year at the Young Investigators Meeting 2025 are we have um, 9 very dynamic mentors from India and outside of India. And our mentors from India, we have curated the mentor profile to make sure it represents a state university, a private university, an industry, an IIT, an ICER, and so on. So we've tried to bring that diversity into the mentor talks. Mentor talks are not typical research talks; they are career journey talks, but they also do bring an element of how they could do this research and how they came to be doing this research through their careers. This year we have 3 international mentors, two. Uh, uh, Julie and Isheng are part of EMBO support for YIM 2025. They are from Taiwan and the UK, respectively. And starting last year, we had a new feature of introducing a mentor from South Asia. And this year it is Samir Dikshit from Nepal. And in many ways, this worked very well. It was piloted last year. And it's interesting to see how young investigators and postdocs in India respond to mentors who are doing outstanding work with even lesser resources, one could say, than what we have in India. So a South Asia mentor brings that dimension to the discussion. So this is the mentor profile at Team 2025. All right, moving on, the speakers are an array of them. I really can't go through them all, but I'm sure you will find many of them uh, familiar. So a thumbs up in the chat window if you find any of these people familiar names, familiar faces. Thumbs up in the chat window. You will have to be living under a rock if none of these are familiar. All right. Okay. Excellent. We're getting a few thumbs up. Excellent. Thank you. And you'll see that these speakers are distributed through the program at YIM 2025. So, it's a stellar cast for the event. So the special talks at YIM are divided into 4 categories in the program. So first is funding, where we have representation from Indian and international funding organizations. The speakers are as shown here. Then we have a second session on academic publishing, where we'll talk of ethics in publishing, AI in publishing, as well as preprints in the life sciences in India and where the preprint culture is going. The latter 2 segments are life science societies represented by American Society for Microbiology, ACS, National Biofilms Innovation Center UK, which is looking to build academia industry partnerships in India, and Humane Society International. And our industry and education feature at YIM 2025 is represented by AICCCMB, Azim Premji University, and Premas Life Sciences. So we've curated a very special program trying to make it as relevant and contemporary for you all. Look forward to you being able to really maximize this opportunity. Based on feedback from YIM 2024, we introduced a new feature in YIM 2025, which is the grant writing session. Um, Feedback from YIs and PDFs is that they want to understand better, how to make impactful grant proposals and what are funders looking for. And this year we brought on board Madan from the Center for Brain Research IISc, who will be conducting this very special session for YIs and PDFs at YIM 2025. So as we get into now the nitty-gritty of the meeting, I hope this has been enough to whet your appetite to want to click on that submit button very soon. Yes, maybe a thumbs up for that. Well, you don't want to submit incomplete applications. Thank you so much, Senthil. Thank you, Yukab. Thank you. Well, Karthik, sort of not eligible to apply, but thank you, Shikha. Thank you, Philip. And yeah, you don't want to submit an incomplete application, but you want to get it in. So we're back to some nitty-gritty programming at YIM. Both YIs and PDFs are expected to present posters at YIM. And you'll see that it is there in the program schedule, which is on our webpage. So please go take a look. Also, you'll have to bring a physical poster. We don't have printing facilities at the hotel, so please bring that with you. The dimensions are here, and a lot more questions about the poster are answered in our FAQs. So we encourage you to take a look there. Starting this year with support from ASAP Bio, we are also going to be building a digital poster community, and the link to which, after you upload your posters, if you want to, it's optional. It will be shared with heads of institutes, representatives, colleagues attending YIM, and so that will give maximum visibility or more visibility to your research. And therefore, this online poster community is being piloted. And we'll send you more details about that shortly. It's optional, of course. All right, so we'll take questions about the poster session shortly, but we'll move on then. So both YIs and PDFs present posters. Moving on to the second part of YIM 2025, which is the postdoc fellow meeting. This is this is an opportunity for prospective young investigators, so postdoctoral fellows who are looking to establish independent research careers in India, to interface with directors, vice chancellors, heads of institutes, deans, and so on. So the format is very simple. You pitch to the director dean, and the director dean pitches their institute to you. So we've tried to keep this a two-way street as far as possible. So there'll be institutional talks where they will pitch their institute and tell you why you should join, what they offer, startup, relocation, all those important things. And you pitch your research, you pitch your profile to the directors and institute. So it's a pretty standard format. To break the monotony, we also have Ask Us Anything sessions, which are open sessions where we will be talking about hiring, startup funding, project management, grant management, everything you need to know before you take the plunge to be a YI in India. And this is particularly important if you're returning to India because you've been away from the ecosystem for a very long time, possibly, and need to catch up on what's happening on all these important aspects of running a research group. And then open networking sessions. At the PDF meeting, the postdocs have a chance to present their posters again. So postdocs present posters twice, YIs presented once. And at the PDF meeting, it will be a smaller group where you'll have more sort of face time with the directors and vice chancellors, and they'll get to visit your posters and maybe talk about your research and what you would plan to do in your independent group. So the PDF meeting is not a job fair, it's an opportunity for you to connect with the directors and the vice chancellor. So please post your questions about this meeting in the chat window. We'll be happy to take them if any clarifications. All right. So in addition, at the PDF satellite meeting, postdocs present a format of talks known as lightning talks. So as the name suggests, they are quick talks, 5 minutes in length, and we have given you a template. You can look at this template, pitch your research, pitch your other key things you bring to the table in terms of teaching, outreach, communication, and so on. And this presentation will be very useful for you if you're shortlisted and you have to present this lightning talk. Again, FAQ section has lots of answers related to these lightning talks. So we encourage you to take a look. So YIs don't present lightning talks. YIs are not even at the PDF meeting. PDF meeting is only for PDFs. So the proposed docs present lightning talks. Okay. So the institutional talks will be given by a range of institutional representatives. We typically get 20 institute representatives for each PDF satellite meeting every year. And you will get an opportunity to interact with them through their talks, your talks, Ask Us Anything sessions, the poster sessions, networking sessions. So we really want to give you maximum mileage for making the trip to Agra and being there at the PDF satellite meeting. So how do you attend YIM? And one of the reasons we encourage people to think about how they can maximize the opportunity is because you can attend YIM as a PDF only once and as a YI only once. So it's quite truly once in a lifetime, unless you move up from a PDF to a YI where you can attend it again. So who can attend YIM? If you're a postdoctoral fellow who are working in the life sciences and are looking to establish their independent research career in India. So you need a CV, a write-up of your research, a statement of purpose, and an experience letter stating that you're a postdoc. I think based on our experience, it's very useful to postdocs who are looking to transition in the next 1 year to India. Because some of the connections you'll make at the PDF satellite meeting, you'd want to double down on them. You'd want to sort of take them further very quickly. And 1 year is a good time span to think of yourself having secured that position. So think about if you're in that time span, that would be very useful for you, if so. For young investigators, they have to be early career, that is within 5 years as defined by us. And they have to be doing independent research at an institute, university, organization in India. So this is what we need from them, an experience letter clearly stating that you are under 5 years. And we are already getting questions about Ramalinga Swami, Ramanujan Fellow, DBT India Alliance, and we will take all of these shortly. Thank you, Chetna. Thank you. And you also have a question. We will take that as well. Your hand is raised. You could type it in the chat window, or then we could take that live as well. Okay, so this is what we need from the YIs. All right, YIs will present posters as well. Okay. All right. Sounds good, I think. So what next? All right, you fit it in, you fit the criteria. You really want to meet us at a YIM. We get that. So you go onto our webpage and click apply, and this form will open up, and you can apply. The last date is 30th September. It's a pretty simple form, uh, and you should be able to turn it in very quickly. You can take a look at what all is needed. We've already told you in the previous two slides. Now, the deadline is 30th September, 11:59 p.m. India Bioscience time. So we are going to change IST to IBST. I mean, that's a side joke, but it is 11:59 p.m. The deadline does not plan to be extended. We didn't extend it last year. And if we get emails after 11:59 p.m., we will probably see them the next morning, and you will not be able to apply. So 30th September, 11:59 p.m. All right, so we do not entertain late submission requests and applications on email and so on. So please start. If you're intending to apply, it's a good time to start putting together your documents. What happens after you apply? Well, now is the time you are getting to work when you put in this application before 30th September. After you apply is the time we get to work, which is the YIM 2025 committee, organizing committee, selection committee. We will start evaluating your applications through the month of October. And you will hear from us in end October if you have been shortlisted. We typically support 40 young investigators and 40 postdoctoral fellows per YIM. If for some reason you haven't been shortlisted, we may waitlist you. And if people deny the opportunity, you can move up the waitlist. If you are not given an opportunity to attend YIM, I must reiterate on behalf of the organizing committee that we get several applications, and it's not just your research or publications. It's about your intent to return to India if you're a PDF. If you're a YI, it's also about where you're situated. We do have to ensure diversity across gender, states, institutes, state universities, private universities, central universities, and so on, right? So there are many things that go into that. So we prefer to call it a shortlisting than a selection. So once you've been shortlisted, we will send you round 2 travel details in end October, and we will tell you what round 2 is. Once you're shortlisted, you're also part of the YIM 2025 cohort, and there are lots of goodies waiting for you, starting with a call to write for the Journey of the Young Investigator series. So we will tell you more about that very, very soon. All right, so for shortlisted YIs and PDFs, that's 40 plus 40, you will get an application that says, hey, you've been shortlisted, congratulations, now please proceed to do things for round 2. So once we send you the shortlist, again, it's now, the ball is in your court to get things going. So what you will have to do for round 2 is submit your travel details. So you'll have to book to and fro air tickets or train tickets or however you plan to reach Agra. You'll need to send us a photo for the abstract book, your contact details, a photo ID, and you'll have to start working on your travel claim form. We will tell you what we allow you to claim, what is the reimbursement policy. We'll share that all with you shortly. So from end October to 30th November, you will have to turn all of this in with us. My colleague Manjula will go through all of this at the back end. And if it's all done, we'll send you an email saying round 2 is complete. Now wait to hear from us closer to the meeting with all the additional details. All right, so lots of questions coming in. I can see that they are being answered also, but we'll take all of them starting from the top shortly. So what also comes with YIM? What's the YIM goodie bag if you're shortlisted is a Joey series, which we'll talk about, but you'll also get to be a part of our abstract book for YIM. And this is how we like to showcase our young investigators in the abstract book. The research abstract, graphical abstract are all information we need from you in round 1 itself when you apply right now. Then you also have the postdoctoral fellow database, which is a very carefully curated database, which has all these details. And the idea is for postdoctoral fellows to be able to use this database to connect with the Indian life science community. Say, hey, I'm coming to India for YIM, or I'm in India for YIM. Can I come to your institute and give a talk? This is my profile. It's also for the institute representatives at the PDF satellite meeting to get to know the postdocs better. Starting last year, this database is public. If you don't want to be on it, you can let us know. Last year, only one person didn't want to be on it. And this is really useful for you to use as a tool to, showcase your brand when you're a part of the PDF satellite meeting. For many of you, it would be a once in a lifetime opportunity to bag those faculty interviews and so on. So that's the PDF database. Yes, a new feature this year is an opportunity to upload your poster that you are expected to bring a physical copy to the meeting, but you can also upload your PDF version, and we will then share this with the participants and institutional heads at the meeting. So all of this information will come to you in due time. We're just telling you what's in store for you. And you will also get invitations to write for the Journey of a Young Investigator series at India Bioscience. It's a very, very successful series. Um, Lots of young investigators have spoken of how it gave them tremendous visibility and presence in the ecosystem. And my colleague Ankita who spearheads this at India Bioscience, will get in touch with you in November. And then you can write your article and get this featured on the India Bioscience homepage. Sounds exciting, right? I'm waiting for the thumbs up. Sounds good. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yes, you'll be featured on the homepage of India Bioscience for that week. Very exciting. Okay, so let's talk about some very important matters about how do you get there, what do we do, what do you do, and so on. So registration for the meeting, which we don't charge for, local accommodation at Courtyard by Marriott, and food during the duration of the meeting will be covered by India Bioscience. What you need to do is book your travel. So you will book the postdocs and YIs book their travel, and we will reimburse travel costs up to 12,000 rupees. So you can choose what mode of transport works for you. Air to Delhi, train to Agra directly, air to Delhi and Delhi to Agra by train, air to Delhi, Delhi to Agra by taxi. Am I missing any modes of communication, colleagues? Have I got it covered? All right, so you can choose whatever mode, keep the receipts, keep the boarding passes. We will need them for reimbursement. All right, so what you will need to do to book air and train tickets is book it economy fare, obviously, for air tickets, and book it via IRCTC or Bama and Lorry. Other bookings will not be reimbursed. I would like us to take a moment to digest this very important information. Other bookings other than IRCTC and Bama and Lorry will not be reimbursed because it cannot go through our accounting process. So please book air or train through these portals only. Now for YIs, it will be from their point of origin to Agra and back. For PDFs, if in India, point of origin to Agra and back. If out of India, you may have to take an international flight. So as per our norms, international airfare has to be taken care of by postdoctoral fellows. We will support domestic travel, air, train, bus, taxi within India to get to Agra and wherever else you want to go back from there, up to 12,000 rupees. So we do not support international travel costs. Now, as an addition to YIM this year, Shivnadar Institution of Eminence, which is our co-supporter for YIM, and we are very thankful to them, is offering postdoctoral fellows a chance to a post-satellite meeting, if you want to call it. So this is on 7th March, when the PDF satellite meeting ends, postdoctoral fellows will get a chance to go to Shivnadar Institution of Eminence, which is about 4 hours from Courtyard by Marriott, Agra. There will be a symposium on 8th March at Shivnadar, and on 9th March, you can head out of Delhi airport. If you're shortlisted as a PDF, if you are one of the 40 shortlisted, this information will be shared with you. This is an offering only for postdoctoral fellows. The idea is to maximize your presence at this meeting. And if you're traveling to India for this meeting, then to give you the best opportunity to interface with institutions. And Shivnadar is a vibrant institution, a dynamic community. They're looking to recruit top talent. And this is your opportunity to interact with them. So on 8th March, in addition to many other talks, the EMBO Global Lecture Series will also be there at Shivnadar. This is directly between EMBO and SNU. and more details will be shared with the shortlisted postdoctoral fellows. So in that case, you will have to book your travel out on the 9th of March 2025 out of Delhi. Anyway, we will come to all of this once you're shortlisted. This is just to give you this primer. Okay. Now, once you reach Delhi or you reach Agra, local regional transportation, YIs and PDFs will have to be taken care of by you. We are not providing shuttle services. However, you can please save the taxi, bus, Ola, Uber receipts and get it reimbursed in that 12,000 rupees. Please let us know if you have any questions. So we need to see you on 3rd March at Courtyard by Marriott Agra. How does that sound if you're shortlisted? Sounds like a plan? I'm sort of not getting too many responses, so I don't know, but very cool. Okay, thank you. Great. Exciting. Okay. So yeah, we need to see you 3rd March afternoon at Courtyard Marriott Agra. We'll talk about accommodation now. So 3rd March afternoon is when you will check in. Check-in time is actually 3 p.m. The hotel will be working to give early check-ins as far as possible, but do show up. There will be lunch offered on 3rd March before the session starts at 2 p.m. So YIs are expected to stay from 3rd March afternoon to 6th March morning, not 5th March night, because we have a banquet dinner on 5th March night. So till 6th March morning. And PDFs are expected to stay from 3rd March afternoon to 7th March afternoon post lunch. If the PDFs choose to go to SNIOE for that additional symposium, you can leave on 7th March to Shivnadar and Noida. Otherwise, you fly out wherever you need to go or take the train or bus back to Delhi and move on. So I hope this is clear. 3rd to 6th March morning for the YIs, 3rd to 7th March afternoon for the PDFs. YIs can't stay for the PDF satellite meeting. This is an exclusive PDF meeting. Accommodation will be on a shared basis. Owing to the limited number of rooms, we will not be able to accommodate requests for single accommodation, but it will be same gender shared accommodation. And we will be drawing up the list of accommodation close to the date. All right. Now, when you reach YIM on 3rd March, let's fast forward a little bit. You're there, 3rd March 2025 at Courtyard by Marriott Agra. You'll find my colleague Shweta at the registration desk. You'll also find us running around abuzz with activity. We would look less calm than we do on this webinar, but all participants then need to submit their boarding pass to Shweta, physical copy of boarding pass to Shweta. Travel claim form we should have already collected from you in round 2, but if anything needs to be shared at that point, my colleague Shweta will do it. When you fly out on 6th or 7th March, your return boarding pass has to be shared by email. All right, so I hope this is very clear. We will process reimbursements up to 12,000 rupees and do so by 15th April 2025. A very wise person once said, the promptness of reimbursement depends on the promptness of the documents. Don't ask me who said this. It might just be a quotation I came up with. Yeah, Senthil has read into it. He's showing that hilarious emoji. The point is, if you don't send us that return boarding pass by email, there's nothing we can do with your reimbursement claim. So you really need to work on sending that to us, all right? Okay, thank you, Shika, for acknowledging that. Okay, now, since last year, we have a new feature at YIM for YIs, PDFs, mentors, speakers, co-organizers. We have the childcare grants, which are supported by EMBO. So when you're shortlisted and you're working on round 2, we will also send you details to apply for the childcare grant, which with support from EMBO, partial support from EMBO and support from India Bioscience, we will reimburse up to 15,000 rupees for childcare expenses. So what can they be? They can be a nanny, they can be daycare, they can be parents travel to your house to take care of your child. It could be travel with your child, but do remember it's only 15,000 rupees and everything will have to be taken care. It's not a lot of money. And as we said, single accommodation rooms are not possible because of a limited number of rooms. So last year we had 8 childcare awardees, 3 were our co-organizers, and 5 were YI and PDF participants. And if you'll notice, men and women should apply for childcare grants. Does that sound interesting? YI and PDF participants, co-organizers, Karthik.
Very considerate.
All right. Thank you very much. And mentor speakers, we'll reach out to them separately. So round two, you can apply for this childcare. So I can tell you quickly what some people did with that money. One participant covered expenses for the parents to come to the city to take care of the child. Couple covered nanny expenses. One covered travel expenses for the child to him and stayed at a different location because it is shared accommodation. A postdoctoral fellow in the US covered a daycare expense for their child in the US. So because this is supported by EMBO, we are really able to be flexible with this. Am I right, Shweta? We are really able to be flexible with this expenditure. And so, uh, yes, good point, Chetna. What you need for childcare reimbursement is a receipt. I mean, a proof of payment and receipt, like a daycare bill, a nanny bill with evidence that you have transferred the funds, train tickets, plane tickets, and so on. Okay, so we had two male childcare awardees, which was very, very good. Okay, so we love to hear from you. We are monitoring the YIM 2025 inbox very closely, but we also encourage you to take a look at our FAQs before sending the email. It might be a quicker way for you to get the information, right? Nevertheless, feel free to keep channels of communication open. We are all monitoring the inbox regularly. In case you wanted to know where all the beautiful art at YIM 2025 came from, it's from craft inlay marble art workshops. It's also called Parchinkari in Fatehabad, Agra. It was sourced during our visit there, and this is how inlay marble art is made. It was quite fascinating. We then digitized it with graphic designer Momita Mazumdar, and that's the beautiful artwork. So we are showcasing unique art from different parts of India, one YIM at a time. On Tuesday evening at YIM, there is a visit to the Taj Mahal. I can assure you the YIM program is compelling enough to want you to be at the YIM. But if not, the Taj Mahal is always there to want you to be in Agra from 3rd to 7th March. This is going to be a sunset visit. And we did it in May. And I can tell you, February would be a better time. All right, Taj Mahal is definitely more beautiful when it's not 45 degrees outside. But this is going to be a nice sunset walk for the whole YIM 2025 community. We look forward to doing it with you. So that's it. We look forward to seeing you at YIM. Thank you to DBT for their support. Thank you to Shiv Nadar Institution of Eminence for your support. And on behalf of the co-organizers of YIM 2025, we welcome you all and welcome your applications and look forward to seeing you. There's always more from India Bioscience, which you can find from these handles and the QR code, which links to our monthly newsletter, which is always action-packed. Finally, an unveil, a reveal. We are coming up with a new e-compendium that has been led by my colleague Manjula on the road to excellence, funding opportunities for young early career life scientists in India. So independent YIs, all of you. Funding opportunities, it's a compilation that will hopefully help you kickstart and fuel your funding portfolio for your research. So this is going to be going to be released very soon. Keep a lookout for it. Keep a lookout for it. We just wanted to use this opportunity to unveil it. Okay, so I think we can move to questions now in the chat window. I think enough from my end. Let's move to questions. Manjula, Karthik, can you just take over for a minute? I'll be back. Just a minute.
Karthik, you're on mute.
Sorry for that mono acting. So we'll take the QAs from the chat box.
Am I audible? Yeah,
Yes.
you are.
Yes, I'm Dr. Shreya Sengupta. I was a woman scientist, a DST woman scientist, and my project was till 2022. So I was writing another grant, but I'm not with any institute right now. I was working as a senior application specialist in a company. So my question is that am I eligible to participate in this meeting since I have a grant written, but it's not funded yet?
Can you please repeat your question again because Karishma wasn't there at that time? But
Okay.
I would like to say that, if you have written a grant and not been awarded so far, and since you are not working in any of the institute, so as a YI you cannot apply as a PDF also. Maybe you are not eligible.
Okay.
So yeah, because if you are working in your independent lab, then you could have applied as a YI.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Aditya, you can unmute and
Hello.
hi. Aditya,
Am I audible?
yes, please go ahead.
Yeah, I have a short question. I am just finishing my PhD and I would love to not do a postdoc and directly become an investigator. I know this is a very impractical question, but it's certainly something that should be possible. So, driven mainly by my curiosity, I wanted to know if this meeting will be useful for me, where I might be able to convince some universities that I might be a good candidate. Like, is that
Manjula, you want to
practical?
take that?
Hello.
Sorry, I said, Manjula, you want to take that?
Yeah. So so if you are you said you are finishing your PhD. So in that case, this would not be possible because you either this is not a job fair as Karishma already mentioned. So you have to be a postdoc in India or abroad, and you are in final stages, and you are looking forward to build your own lab. So then that this meeting would be very helpful. uh, but in your case, since this is not the case, and this is the mandatory criteria that we have for applying for YIM. So in that case you would not be eligible, is what I think.
Okay.
Karishma, would you like to add?
Absolutely. That's absolutely so. And I think that answer applies to all the questions, Manjula, regarding Ramalinga Swami Fellow, DST woman scientist, and so on. We need a letter that states you are an independent investigator from your institute. Now, as far as we are concerned, Ramalinga Swami Fellow are independent. DST faculty fellowship is independent. We need a letter from your institute saying you're an independent researcher and you're running an independent research group. There were also some questions about uh, transferring institutes within some fellowship or fellowship to faculty position and so on. In total, you shouldn't have exceeded 5 years as a young investigator, as a independent investigator. In total. So I think Shreya, this same question, woman scientist to senior specialist in a company, no, you can't. You have to be in an academic institute, university, organization at the time of application. You can't be in a company. Unless, yeah, you can't be in a company.
Yes.
That's right.
Got it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Then we have question about
Hello.
international travel, domestic travel. Yes, yes, please go ahead.
Yeah, am I audible?
Yes.
So I was wondering a question on the poster presentation, basically. So for the PDF category. So do you expect more on the future research-based proposal, or do you expect something like a recent outcome and which could be included in the abstract preparation, like for continuation basis? Like I'm giving an example. So, for example, I want to switch to a different domain of research, for example. And if I propose something or prepare an abstract based on this. So do you expect this kind of thing, or for example, my current area of research, if it uh, like is connected with my future proposal, so which one do you think is better? Like, I'm not, I'm just asking for an advice in terms of preparing these abstracts.
I would suggest I would ask my colleagues Anil and Karthik to please weigh in. But overall, I think the answer is what do you want to showcase? I think that
Right.
is what it is. It's your prerogative. Karthik, Anil,
Yeah.
do you want to weigh in on this?
Yeah, that's I would go with, like, what do you want to people to look at your work, like, which are, even if it is a future work area also, if you pitch in something very interesting, which will be of interest to people, that nobody looked into it. I want to, I come with this background, but I want to go here. So that would be a good thing.
So,
Anil?
because
Second that. Yeah.
sorry, I mean, right.
And Karthik and I were having a conversation on email as well. This is exactly the same message that we were conveying to a couple of other people as well.
Because
Excellent.
there was another section of graphical abstract presentation.
Yes.
So I found that there is a section of submitting that. So, and there is option of like I can have a result-based graphic or an image of your study model
Hmm.
or species.
Yes,
So
yes.
that's why I thought that.
Perfect. We have had futuristic graphical abstracts too, that says this is
Right.
where my work will lead. And we've had data also. Harushi, you want to weigh in here? Right? We could have a futuristic graphical abstract too, right?
Yeah, people have done that in the past YIM as well. So yeah, futuristic abstracts are also possible.
That's
Yes.
great. Thank you very much.
Welcome. A couple of questions, co-organizers from Geeta and Chetna on this PDF situation. So Geeta, you have a WISE PDF, but you've yet to start your work. You can apply, Geeta. You can apply. But if you're so early in your postdoctoral stage, uh, we will have to view it in the light of all other applications. Because we are really looking for postdocs who are ready to transition to independent careers in the next 1 to 1.5 years. It's most useful for them. So you sure free to apply. And then Chetna has a question, Karthik and Alan, about being a DBT Ramalinga Swami Fellow, which category? Now, I mean, the truth is, I attended YIM in 2019 as a DBT Ramalinga Swami Faculty Fellow, but it was an independent position. I got a letter from the university saying that it's an independent research group. She has other grants independently. So it's really about what your institute considers your position as a DBT Ramalinga Swami supported fellow. Is it independent faculty? Is it a postdoc? So it's really about that.
So
Karthik and Anil, please go
yeah,
ahead.
so almost all institute, I know they consider Ramalinga Swami as an independent, because you have your own grant, your own students, your own research program. You are not a postdoc in somebody else lab. So you are an independent PA. So in that way, you will come under young investigator, because Ramalinga Swami is for the grant itself is for 5 years. So within Ramalinga Swami, you will be you are considered as a young investigator only.
Just as an add-on to that, the letter of support, is it going to be coming from a mentor when you're a postdoc, or an institutional head who has employed you as a fellow, or I mean, as an independent thing? That letter is also another clue whether you are going to be a YI or a PD.
Yes.
Absolutely, 100%. Exactly.
Hello.
Panikant Jogam has raised his hand.
Yes. Madam, I'm working as a research scientist. Recently, I completed my 3 years postdoc and I joined as a research scientist in a project. So, am I eligible as a postdoc or a young investigator? I think I am not a young investigator because I am working in a project.
Yes. So unless the research
So,
scientist is a postdoc position where you can apply in the PDF category.
okay, I can apply as a postdoc.
If
Yes.
it is a
Okay.
postdoc, if that research scientist is considered a postdoc.
Yes, madam, that I want to know from you. Means it is a project. It is in project. I think you know project scientist one, project
Yeah,
scientist
so
two. I think it is also like
you will,
PDF.
yeah, Pani, like you will be considered as a postdoc because you are not running an independent lab, so you are working in a project as per the BST, the human resource classification. There are scientist one, research scientist two, that so you will be considered as a postdoc.
Okay. But I will get letter from my institute that I am working as a research scientist one
Yes,
in this respective institute.
sure.
So
Hmm.
it is not like investigator. So I want to know from you people.
Yes,
So
No,
it
that's
is
fine.
considered as postdoc. Good.
yes, yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Karthik Anil, one question from Shikha. She's a DBT Biocare Women Fellow, working
Uh-huh.
with a mentor, but not
Yeah.
considered independent in ICMR Institute. Can she apply as a PDF?
I think that would biocare is slightly above postdoc, slightly below the YIM.
Why I,
That's why I
I
so
think you can probably apply as a postdoc and we will
postdoc,
view it, yeah, in light,
yeah,
but definitely not a YI, but you can apply as a postdoc for
postdoc.
sure.
Yes.
Yeah. Similarly, Jayanta has a question about the slides on designing abstracts. Yeah, we will, this recording will be there on our homepage. Am I right, Arush? Yes. And on YouTube. So you can go back to that. And I would also give you a tip, check YIM 2024 website. You'll see the abstract book, you'll see the PDF database. You'll get an idea of what those abstracts should look like. Okay. There was a question above, Shweta, on international travel versus domestic travel. Saurabh, we do not support international travel, only domestic travel. Am I right, Shweta? Up to 12,000 rupees.
Yes, correct. Only international, like Delhi to Agra or wherever from India, not international.
That's right. That's right.
So
Yes.
there is one question from Chetna regarding what document to provide for childcare reimbursement.
So they should give the invoices like as Karishma told, cab bills, airfare bills, or nanny bills with the payment. They should give the payment proof also, whether they have transferred or not.
That's right. So whatever. Daycare fees are monthly. So yeah, so the colleague I mentioned with PDF who paid daycare expenses in Los Angeles for YIM 2024 got a bill that said this daycare cost for those many days. So
For
you
5 days
can,
or 6 days, they
yeah,
have cost. They have
yeah,
mentioned, and
for the days of the meeting. So you can do that. You'll have to get that bill and we can support that if it's under 15,000 rupees.
So there is one more question from Philip. Will you consider probationary period as experience? Yes, we will consider probationary period as experience only.
Yes, that's right. It will be. Jayantika asks a question, Anil and Karthik. Second part of the question regarding intensity of pitching in the PDF satellite meeting.
Not quite clear
Again,
what
Can I
that means.
just come in to clarify my question?
yes, please, Jayantika.
Yeah. So my question is that it was regarding the second part of the satellite meeting, because there you said that we would be pitching and similarly the directors would also be pitching their institutes to us. So my question is how intense would it be? Because that was what was Saurav's question, I guess. Like, it's not a job fair as you said, but then how much do I say about what I want to do, or should I just keep it simpler? Because it's just one day, right? So
So I'll ask my colleague Arushi to step in here because last year she compiled all the PDF talks. Arushi, we do have a template, right? That will tell them what to put in every slide.
okay.
Yeah, so we will share that once you're shortlisted with everybody, and then those pointers will help you decide how much intensity you
Okay. Okay.
I would like to add in here. So it's already added to the FAQ section. The template is there.
Yeah.
So this is going to be lightning talk, right? So it's for 5 minutes. and within you have to make use of those 5 minutes to pitch your ideas, what you are bringing to the table, and how you are, as you will be like a good applicant for them to hire. So that's what you're gonna do in those 5 minutes. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
And I'll just say on a lighter note, it really ends up like a lightning talk because we are so on point with the time, because we have so many talks, 40 talks, that we have PDFs running up to the podium and running back. I mean, no, this is on a lighter note, but we are really on point with time.
Sure, thank you.
Yeah,
Thanks.
yeah, Jessica.
Thanks.
Yes, yes. All right. So as more questions filter in, maybe we just drop in your location in the chat window. Tell us where you're applying from. Where are you? In India, out of India? Anyone wants to share? France. Wow, Sushil. That's exotic. Warangal, Bangalore, Srinagar. Welcome, Jewel. Yes, India, Suresh. That's true. Bangalore, England, Saurabh, Pune, Telangana, Jhansi, Chennai. You will be applying from Cambridge, Delhi, Bhubaneswar. I mean, co-organizers, we have national integration right here. One YIM at a time. Shikha from Jabalpur. Shikha, last year the meeting was in Madhya Pradesh. It was in Bhopal. Okay, so that's some diversity. Great. And we really get a wonderful bunch of 40 YIs and PDFs. And the connections that get built during YIMS are very, very special. Very special. It's a space of a very supportive environment of everyone's very honest with their challenges, opportunities. Towards the end of the last YIM, there were YIs telling each other, apply for this, apply for that, this will work out for you. So it was not your rat race academia at all. It's a very nice environment. Okay, so lots of diversity in applications. And I'm going to ask you a tougher question now, is when do you plan to put in your application? 30th night, 10 p.m.? 30th night, 11 p.m.?
11:45.
Oh, Karthik, don't give our young YIs and PDFs ideas.
11:59 to be very
11:50.
specific.
Jayantika, our website shuts down that portal at 11:59.
58. So 58 then.
I
Okay.
think we have to be very careful with our timing because we are actually.
Yes, yes. Good point. Good point. Every year, and I think my colleague Manjula will agree, every year we get a few emails saying we didn't know it was IST.
Yeah. So everyone keeps their world clocks on the home screen of their phone.
We operate
exactly.
on IST, and like I tell our postdoc, why even wait till 30th? I mean, 29th September is also a day in the calendar. You can also apply on 29th September. Oh, where is YIM 2026? Oh, ask us. We don't know. We really don't know. We'll figure that out in May 2025. Right now, we need to get to March 2025. Yeah, well, that was an interesting question. We've never had that one at these sessions before. But I think Team India Bioscience, that is reflection of the level of planning our community has grown to expect from India Bioscience. That we should have an answer for YIM 2026. So thank you, Panikant. Thank you. Upload format of experience letter. Don't we have that, Manjula, Karthik, Anil? Don't we have that
It's on
format?
the FAQ section as well. So
Okay.
we have provided the template.
Okay. Yes, it's there. The template is there. Yes, Philip, under 5 years of experience. That's right.
There in FAQ.
So great, it's there, Karthik. Thank you, Manjula. Thank you, Karthik. So Chetna asked this question, when is the better time to apply? Now, the answer is simple. If you're a YI under 5 years, I would say you should just apply. You will get different things, whether you're in the first year, second year, fourth year, fifth year, you will get different things from the meeting. If you're a postdoc, keep in mind that you would be looking to return to India soon. So you should have already started conversations with your postdoc advisor that, look, I'm planning to return to India. Can we start closing down projects? Can we take whatever we have to a publication? You should be in that phase of conversations with your advisor. That's right. Yeah. That's what I think you'd be maximally benefiting from the meeting. Okay, so we still don't have answers to when are you planning to apply?
There's a question from Suresh. He
Suresh.
raised a
Okay.
hand.
Yes, Suresh. Yes.
I have it's not a question, actually, a submission. I had a lot of email communication with Manjula. Thanks for it. She was able to assist me in a lot of things. One thing when I have faced a difficulty is when I submitting my graphical abstract, when the abstract is more than the limited, that is 2 MB or something, the website doesn't show it as an error, but the website doesn't take it as the submission. It simply says timeout. So I had a lot of trial and error and to find out why my application was not submitted. And today I was able to submit it out. Thanks, Manjula, for it. That's it.
And I think that's a good point to remember, not to submit it on 30th September.
Yes, that's right, Anil. We agree. And thanks, Suresh, for letting us know it worked for you. Thanks so much. I think this is the
Thank you.
advantage of submitting it 1 month in advance or 3 weeks in advance.
Yeah,
Well, great.
that's one more point for new FAQ.
Which is Karthik?
Whatever the problem Suresh faced.
Yes. Oh, yes. 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 Well, probably if we get a few more people talking about that problem, we'll add it to the
Yeah.
FAQs. All right. So while we let everyone think of a few more questions they may want to ask, maybe you tell us, what are you looking forward to in the YIM? Why are you here at the meeting? Why do you plan to apply? What are you looking forward to? Yes, Funny, you want to answer? Suresh, you?
Like what to say, I'm relatively a new beginner in the entire stream of science. So what I would learned so far is whenever I talk with the cross major discipline folks, I learned something which I can do it in my area of science. It's like what to say, taking something, tinkering it to my work and putting into my stream, which works well and good rather than their works. So I've seen it. So that's what I expect from this meeting also. But I would like to have clarification of what is the science means everything comes under the sun. So bioscience is the phrase which is okay, wherein I, as a forestry graduate and a forestry researcher, I fall into this category. But what are the team of people or discipline of people whom I can expect in this meeting? The previous abstract, when I saw it out, it has somewhere geological science, somewhere neurological science. So it's a diverse group. I agree on that. But if you could provide some clarity on it, we'll be happy for us.
It's always been a diverse group, Suresh. Always. It will always be so. Plant biology, neurobiology, cell biology, developmental biology, ecology. In fact, a common gripe with plant biologists is there are not enough plant biologists at YIM. And I think there is not enough ecologists at YIM. We get that a lot, Karthik and Anil. And I think that is sort of a reflection of the size of the community itself in India. I think so. YIM becomes a snapshot, of that. So you'll always find a lot more neurobiology, cellular biology, molecular biology, developmental biology, then microbiology, and then plant biology, and so on. Yeah.
Thank you.
Welcome. Anyone else? What are you looking forward to? Why are you applying to this YIM? What do you hope to gain from it? Okay, well,
This
yes,
is the
Saurav, go ahead.
first section where I have to put our ideas
This is the first
in
section on the
application.
application form. Okay, okay. Interesting, interesting. We didn't tell you that the webinar was also application coaching. All right, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, so Shikha has a question. What should we be showcasing in our PDF pitch? It has to be customized to institutes or open ideas who can be worked out, for example, plastic eating bacteria, but don't know. Karthik, Anil, what should be in the PDF lightning talk pitch?
So my take will be, so most of the institute heads are who are coming there, they are not coming to tell that, we are looking for this kind of person, this subject. They will be telling what is the major focus of their institute and what is the process which they follow to recruit scientists. So that's what, so you don't get like, subject specific question. So you don't even get like, are they looking at developmental biologist or ecologist to take? So that's not going to be there. So I think you can showcase whatever your work based on your work and what you want to do. That would be the great idea to pitch. And please, this is a interactive session, and most of the PDFs or YIMs are coming from outside the country, or they don't know the scenario. So this is just to expose, this is what happened, and all stakeholders at under one roof.
And if I can add a point,
Yeah.
so there's a lot of new areas that are coming up, right? So what if you are breaking new ground in a new dimension of research? Even the institutional heads don't know that exists. So you might be introducing that to the audience. So I think you have to be authentic and you bring in your best work, and it'll actually enrich everybody.
Absolutely. I think that was a wonderful point. Arushi, you wanted to add something?
Yeah, I just wanted to say that based on last year's experience, there are some heads who will even come up and say that, they have a few openings in particular areas of their departments and where they are looking to hire. So it is not necessary that every time it's just going to be generic. Sometimes some specific fields might also come up.
Yeah, I would also like to add. So, since this is, even YIs will be there and PDFs will be there, so you can also kind of, get the idea from the YIs, like, for setting up your lab, what are the things that they have, gone through already. So you'll get some idea from the YIs, and also for the Indian postdocs also who are setting up the lab. So for them also, this is very helpful apart from the postdoctoral fellows who are applying from abroad. So this is helpful for them to showcase their research work. And also we compile the PDF database, right? So we share that with the institute heads, some like, early, so that they can go through your work based on the work that you have submitted in your application. So they might also, reach out to you during the meeting. So just in case they would like to know more about the work that you have been doing. Plus, it gives you so much of time to network during coffee breaks, poster session. So it's not just about the talk. It's about the free networking time you will get to, because this is all under one roof. So you'll get plenty of time to discuss your research there. Are there any more questions which we missed?
I don't see any questions.
Yes, Chetana also mentions that, the challenges faced by other YIs. So maybe they'll have some solution. And since most of the YIs work in, silos, so you might not be aware of the solution. So it would be a good meeting so that you can find solution for the, issues that you have been facing. And that might open door for collaborations and community of peer group. So yeah, that's another way to put it. Karishma, so
Good.
we don't have more questions.
Okay, so we can, I encourage you after the webinar to, one, you can find the recording or the YouTube link on the homepage. Two, you can look at our FAQ quest section on the web page. That will be very useful. And then you can send us an email as you draft your applications, and leave it on a note of apply soon, apply early, apply well within the deadline. Okay, that sounds like a plan. We
Yeah.
really look forward to receiving your applications and look forward to seeing you at Agra next year.
And I would like to add here. So because most of you will be working on your application, so you might be thinking that, once you submit, you'll not be able to edit. So that's not the case. So you can apply and submit your application, and you can be editing those application form until the deadline. So we will take whatever is submitted at the end. So that would be the final one. Until the deadline, you can make edits to your application as well. So that, if there are any issues that you face, you can write to us beforehand, and need not wait until the last minute and then writing at 11:30 or something, that something is not working. So you can start putting together your application and write to us if you have face any issues.
That's a great point, Manjula. Thank you. That it is editable. It is editable. So if between now and September 30th, 11:59 p.m., you get a new publication in Nature, you might want to update that. All right. Okay. Okay. I think that's it. Then we can call it a day. Look forward to your applications, and we will be in touch. Thank you, Team India Bioscience. Thank you, YIM 2025 co-organizers. And thank you all for giving your time. Yes, you can present published data, Funny. That's totally fine. And we will be in touch across the next few weeks. Thank you so much. Take care.
Thank you. Thank you very
Bye-bye.
much.
Bye.
Thank you.